Later, you can get a paper here and you can write the title of your idea. And later on, you're going to present it and you will be given 1 minute each for your pitching. And of course, you're going to vote. And the paper will be posted there for the votings. So for the meantime, may I call on Miss Christine Ponce to give us a short talk. Hi. Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to Startup Weekend. I am Christine Ponce of Academy, School of Continuing Education. I can see Jem already distributed flyers for PSEI Academy Certified Security Specialist course and Lean Six Sigma. So I'm sure that you are here. You're all the future entrepreneurs of our country, and you would like to grow your business. And here at Academy, we would also like to invite you, if you would like to grow your money through stocks and to learn from the experts in the industry like Mr. Jonathan Ravelas of BDO and Managing Director of BPI, Michelangelo Oison. We would like to invite you for the Certified Security Specialist course, which is on August 28 to December 11. And of course, as a business owner, you would like to have a very efficient and excellent process improvement. We would also like to invite you with Lean Six Sigma. Our instructor is Mr. Rex Tuozo, who is a certified Six Sigma Master Black Belt. So I hope to see all you there with the courses that we offer. And for more information, you can inquire Miss Gemeline Ambrosio or yours truly, Miss Christine Ponce. Thank you and good evening to all. Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Christine. And I hope you did enjoy your dinner. You did enjoy? Kahit walang rice. If you haven't noticed, one of the guidelines stated that one of your meal will have a foreign meal. So maybe tomorrow, I'm pretty sure tomorrow mag-enjoy na talaga kayo. Pero I'm pretty sure naman na you did enjoy your meal, diba? I hope you had a great dinner tonight. So to start off, may I call on Mr. Alvin Hendrano to give us a welcome remarks. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Joey. Thank you everyone for coming and attending the first Startup Weekend Manila here in Makati. Yeah, so who are the ones that's attending Startup Weekend for the first time? First timers. Yeah, like good. So a lot of new faces, and that's what we were thinking about earlier. And great to see a lot of new faces really being interested in the startup scene. As you know, there's been a lot happening in terms of the startup movement here in the Philippines, especially the last 2 years, right? And for those of you that are really interested to start your own companies, and I'm hoping that's what most of you here are, you're with great company, really. So when we did the first Startup Weekend on October of 2011, so we organized it then, right? We've had several startup teams. And the great thing here is that you're joining a company of startup teams and founders, many of whom have gone to do great things since. Right? Examples would be Anne Hokobe of Shuforic, who was at the first Startup Weekend Manila. Right? We also have Family Co, which was in the first Startup Weekend Manila. Code Toki from Startup Weekend Cebu. We have Stefano from Good Music. Some of these would be mentors over the next couple of days. So really good company that you're now part of. And really role models that you can aspire to also be. So there's a lot to be gained being startups here in the country. And we're really very happy to see you all here. So here are the list of organizers, just so you know. So the team has spent a lot of good time trying to ensure a great next couple of days, or next 3 days. And we encourage you to take advantage of all that Startup Weekend has to offer, to come up with the best pitches, right? To go and form teams, and eventually to hopefully continue on to pursue your dreams and your passions. So we have Earl, who also wants to say a few words. Okay, later Earl will do that. Yeah, and here are our local sponsors. So as you can see, a whole group of folks and companies really supporting the startup scene here in the Philippines. And the next page, so we have Frank. So Frank is our special startup weekend facilitator. Frank comes from New York. Right? So anyone here in Knicks fans? Are you Knicks fans? Very good. Yeah, so Frank has been in 21 startup weekends. And he's helped facilitate 7. Alright? And he's helped organize, at least attend at least 15. So really we have a great facilitator in and the dancer too. Sample. Oh, for the after party. So yeah, we'll do that then. Yeah, so without further ado, here's Frank, our facilitator for the next 3 days. Thanks.
Awesome to be here with you guys. It was a 24-hour trip, all told, but it was definitely worth it. I'm glad to be here with you guys. Any question you guys have, make sure you ask me. There's no bothering me. I'm never too tired, so make sure that if you have anything to ask, I'm here for you. So, how many of you participate in Startup Weekend again? Can I see that raise your hands? So there's a lot of things you can get out of Startup Weekend. These are some of the things we ask people why they're here, what they want to get out of this experience, right? But some people just like making things. Some people like collaborating with others. Some people are more productive over the weekend. Whatever it is that you guys want to get out of it, it's on you to kind of own that experience and make sure it happens, right? So some people are more creative. Some people have had an idea for a while and they wanted to work on it. So this is your opportunity to pitch it. So when you pitch it, make sure you give it your best and make sure that people really understand why you care about whatever it is you're trying to pitch. So Startup Weekend is a nonprofit. It's been around for 5 years. And the goal is to inspire change in the lives of entrepreneurs. So for me, I did my first Startup Weekend about 3 years ago. And I was very nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. I probably was going to sit on the sidelines and not pitch that night. And then one of the judges came up to me and he's like, "Hey, is this your first Startup Weekend?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Are you going to pitch something?" I was like, "I have this idea, but I don't know if it's like a real thing. But I'm just going to watch. I'm going to sit on the side." And he's like, "No, make sure you pitch it to me. Let me find out what you're talking about." So I pitched the idea to him. He liked it. And he told me, "You have to pitch this or else I'm not going to judge the Startup Weekend." I was like, "Okay, man, this is serious." So I ended up pitching the idea. I wanted to get off stage as quickly as possible, so I actually pitched in 15 seconds, which is probably the shortest pitch in Startup Weekend history. And that set off a series of events for me that I'm super thankful for, and this is why I still volunteer to this day, because Startup Weekend has been a huge impact on my life. I've been able to quit the job I was working at that I wasn't happy at, and start a business now that I've been working on for 2 years. And I owe a lot of that to Startup Weekend. So I know this can be like a great experience for you guys. It might be a little bit scary to pitch, but I encourage everybody to kind of try it. You never know what will happen from this. You might not actually work on the company that you pitched. You might work on somebody else's. You might end up meeting somebody very cool just because they like what you were talking about. So don't think that it's all about starting a business. It's more about building the community here in Manila and having some great people that you can end up working with in the future. So after the weekend, you might meet a co-founder. You might learn how to validate an idea. You might be able to articulate your ideas a little bit better, and you might even quit your day job. I have at least 10 people that I've gotten to quit their day jobs. Proud of that. And Startup Weekend is a big organization, like you said, tons of events. Actually, this weekend, this is actually a light weekend for Startup Weekend. There's only 5 other events happening around the world. There's one in Mississippi, Colombia, Iraq, Poland, Lebanon. But you're actually part of like a global family, so it's not just that you're building community here in Manila, but you know that anytime you want to launch your app in New York, you can call me or email me, and I'll do my best to try to connect you with the right people. So you're actually part of a global network of people and startups. And without the global sponsors, you wouldn't be able to do pretty much any of this. So there's a bunch of resources that I think we emailed earlier tonight. Make sure you use those resources. These companies are doing a great service to us by supporting us. So check out Google, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Amazon, and .co. Docto actually has some codes for free domains, so if you want to put a setup very quickly, you can do it for free, which is pretty cool. And tonight, so how many of you are planning to pitch something? Raise your hand really high if you're planning to pitch. Okay, we're gonna get that to at least half the room by the time we're done. But tonight you guys are gonna pitch, you're gonna vote on the teams. You're gonna form teams, kind of find a group of people you wanna work with. Brain dump ideas and maybe start MVPing stuff tonight, if we have enough time. The general format for pitching is you're gonna get 60 seconds. And these are the things you wanna make sure you include. So you wanna talk about who you are, what the problem you're solving is, how you're gonna solve it, and who do you need? Are you a developer and you need a designer? Are you a business person and you need a user experience person to work on the app? So a typical pitch, I tell people to kind of brand your idea and make sure you have a name for it. So hopefully all of you have those sheets. Make sure the name that you pick is something that people will remember, because hopefully I'll convince all of you to pitch your ideas, and it'll be tough for you to remember all of them, so make sure you kind of come up with something cool and interesting. So one that I like to do is this. So my idea is called Puppy Stream. My problem is that I love puppies and I don't get to see enough pictures of them. So my solution is to create a website which is just a stream of really cute puppies. It's like a social network, Facebook for puppies. And I need another designer because I'm a developer and I can't do any front-end design. And my idea is called Puppy Stream. That's it. Short, painless, 30 seconds. Pretty much everybody in this room can do that. Right? So again, let me ask again, how many of you think you're gonna pitch an idea? I want more hands. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, cool. And some of the questions people ask, can I pitch something I've already been working on? No, it's better if you kind of pitch something new, because the idea is that this is not only about creating startups, it's about the experience of coming together with a couple people, validating an idea and building something. So it's better if you have kind of like a fresh set of eyes on something, and it's more of a team effort rather than like one person and everybody else being their employees, right? Can I pitch 2 ideas? Encourage you to kind of pick your favorite one and run with that. If your idea isn't selected, this is kind of the major point. I know a lot of people here want whatever it is that they are pitching to be worked on, but for me and for a lot of other people, you'll have a better experience. You'll have a good experience either way, but you'll have a great experience even if your idea isn't picked. You know, the idea is that you'll come together with a couple people, and maybe you won't work on this project this weekend. Maybe you guys will kill it after the weekend, but you'll probably go back to that person a month from now because you realize they have the skills that you need and you guys work well together. I've seen countless cases of that. One of the biggest cases is probably OnSwipe. So they went through the first series of Techstars in New York. And they went on and I think they raised about $6 million at this point. And the team actually met at Startup Weekend, and they were working on an idea. I can't even remember what it was. It was a referral, some like social referral program. And they worked on it for a month, scrapped it, and they said, hey, we like working together, like let's figure out something to work on. Figured out OnSwipe, and the rest is history, and they're making a lot of money and doing pretty well. So I want to reiterate, it's all about meeting and connecting with the people in the room, because if you can build a community in Manila, you guys will be able to build whatever you want. Can I still work on my idea if it's not selected? Yes, you can, but obviously I encourage you to kind of join up with one of the team. And props, yeah, you can use props if you need to, but I would not encourage it. And most important thing, the way you pitch is who you are and who you're going to attract. So if you have a pitch that's not very lively, you probably won't get a great reaction. You want to kind of use your best voice and make sure people understand what it is you're talking about. The last thing is the judging criteria. So we sent out an attendee resource doc, which kind of gives you some overview of how the weekend is going to work and some of the tips on things like judging criteria. So the judges are going to be basing their decisions on Sunday based on these things. The main things are execution, business model, and user experience and design. So just keep these things in mind when you're pitching and thinking about whatever it is you're working on throughout the weekend. Are there any questions from you guys on how this is going to work? So we're going to have some of you line up, I guess, over here. Probably like the first 10 people. After you're done doing your pitch, Gonna go to hyphen. Okay. So you're gonna head over here, and we're gonna put a number on your piece of paper, and then we're gonna post it out. And then when you do the voting round, everybody's gonna take the stickers that they received, and then vote on the 3 ideas that you'd like to work on for the weekend. And after we tally the votes, and the top 10 or 15 teams will get selected, and we'll continue with the program. Okay? Now I need everybody to stand up and do a little exercise. Alright, right arm, shake it out. Left arm, neck. Alright, so we need everybody to find a partner. One other person to be their partner. Hopefully it's a person who's even though I see what's going on. I need you two to face each other. Face each other. Okay? Stare them down. They're not your friend. They are your enemy. Enemy. What are we gonna do? This is very important. It's like the most important part of the weekend. You guys are going to do. Does anybody know what's happening? This is a rock, paper, scissors tournament. And the winner gets a year's supply of cool startup t-shirts from me. It's a very big deal. So on the count of 3, you guys are going to go rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And then whoever loses has to sit down. And then the people that are standing have to keep finding people until the end. Nice. So on 3, you guys are going to shoot. Alright, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you guys are both going to shoot, okay? Does that make sense? Alright. On 3. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. It's still time, you have to keep going. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. If you've won, come to the front. If you're a winner, come to the front. If you're still standing, come to the front. Come to the front.
Thanks.
Pair up. We're gonna do the last couple rounds. Pair up. You get a 5. Alright, 1, 2, 3, shoot. If you lose, you gotta sit back down. Sorry. Alright, 1, 2, 3, shoot. One, two, three, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Alright. You're gonna get a 5. Alright, 1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot. And for the finals, what's your name?
Emma.
Vince. Vince. You think Vince is gonna win? Nobody. Emma's gonna win? Alright, on three. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Congratulations. Great job. And in addition to winning a year's supply of startup t-shirts, you also get to be the first person to pitch. Can you come on the pitch? Just give it to the team. Fine, you can pick who goes first. And you can't pick Emma, because that's not nice. Pick somebody that has their head down and is pretending like they don't see you right now.
That's the guy with the hat.
Yeah! That's my man. He's good. He's good. So can we get the first 10 people? Good job. Well done. I'll get your email later. Alright. So can we get the first 10 people that are interested in pitching?